Video number 2. The last short little video we looked at adding decimals. We talked about two main rules. The first rule is line up place value. You absolutely must line up your place values to be happy and shiny and in a forest of wonderful math loveliness. Too much, I understand. So if we have our place values lined up, everything works out. If we don't, that's why we use the grid paper, if you have it. If we don't line up our place value, your math doesn't work. It doesn't actually add up. So it's not math anymore. It's just kind of playing with numbers. So you need to understand, be able to identify what's in the 1 spot, the 10 spot, the 100 spot, when we are looking at numbers. If I have 1, 2, 3, decimal 1, 2, 3, I have 10th spot, or ones. This is the ones, or units. This is the tens. This is the 100 spot. From the decimal back, I don't have a oneths, right? A oneth doesn't exist. This is the 1 spot. Okay? This is going to be tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So it starts on either side of the 1, we start with tens, or tenths. The decimal just means that now we're breaking it up into 10 pieces versus a whole set of 10. The other big one is here. If I have a decimal, I can add as many place-holding zeros to the right of a decimal or to the left of the number before the decimal without changing the number. So 2 rules, line them up, add the zeros in order to get your place value. So, where'd it go? I have lost my sheet. Oh, here it is. Good. So subtraction. In this video, I'm not going to go over how to borrow. If you need help with that, you need to let me know. I'm going to show it to you very quickly, though. If I have 124.1 minus, let's do 47.901. Now that looks really weird. But remember, I can add as many zeros to the right of the decimal as I want without affecting the number. This is so important in subtraction. In addition, not a big deal because we're not going to end up having to do anything. But in this, I cannot take 1 away from 0. I can't do it. So if I don't have these place values, the default is most students would just go, well, if 901, oh, it's going to be 1. But remember, we are subtracting the second number from the top one. If I have 10 minus 7, I am taking 7 away from the top number. This is going to be 3. Okay? But you notice how I have a 0 up top? Technically, if you want to do this the long way, I need to borrow this 10 and put it in the ones column. Right here, it's next to each other, not a big problem. Over here, it gets more complicated. So this next step I'm going to do, if you don't quite follow it, I would really like you to come and see me for a tutorial. Okay, this is a skill that we kind of expect at the grade 6, 7. But if you don't have it, no big deal. We'll help you out. I can't take 1 away from 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the 10th spot, and I'm going to borrow it. So I'm going to say I don't have tenths anymore. I have 10 hundredths. Right? 10 tenths is 100. So now I've broken it into even smaller. I can show you this visually. Now I still need to get to this first 0. So I'm going to cross that out. I'm going to borrow 1 of the hundredths, and I'm going to turn that into 10 thousandths. So we're breaking it smaller and smaller. Now I get 10 minus 1 gives me 9. 9 minus 0 gives me 9. 0, oh, it happened again. 0 minus 9 doesn't work. Going to go up. I have to take 1 of the groups of 1. So now I have 3 left. So I'm subtracting 1. That gives me 10 tenths. 10 tenths is equivalent to 1. So I'm bumping it down. I get 1. Oh, it happened again. Now look at this. It's going to happen here as well. So I'm going to borrow this 100. So I don't have any hundreds. And I'm going to pop it in here. Now I have 12 tens. 12 tens, but I need to move it down one more. I'm going to get 11 tens, and this gives me 13. 13 minus 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 gives me 6. 11 minus 4, well, that's 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 1 more is 11, so that's going to give me 7. Where does my decimal go? Shh, right in line. There's going to be my answer. So this is called borrowing. I show it to you here because if that lost you, please come in and see me. Okay, we have some extra work to do, and I will make sure you understand what you're doing. Now, here's the homework. Move this off. There we are. Perfect. Here's our homework. You'll notice in here that there are quite a few gaps in the decimals. Okay, so like here I've got all kinds of gaps. I want to start with this one right here. 65.6 minus 0.9833. Put it onto our grid paper. 65.6 minus, now I'm lining up my decimals. Okay, so I'm lining up my decimals. I get 0.9833. Beautiful. Now, the thing I love about this question is that we get to use both of our rules. The first one, I line up my place values. Can I add a 0 there? Of course I can. That doesn't change it at all. Not at all. Over here, I can't just put 338 down below because I am subtracting 65 and 6/10. Remember, add your place values. That's the biggest secret to that. If you can get that one technique down and start to work and really lock in how you are borrowing, this unit is going to progress really quickly. I'm just looking for a better pen here. There we go. So here we go. Now, I can't take 3 away from 0. Now that I have my placeholders up there, I'm good to go. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to look how far back. I can't take 0 from 3, 0 from 8. I can't even take 9 away from 6. 6 is bigger. Anytime the top number is smaller than the bottom, this situation, we have to borrow a place value over. So I'm going to go all the way back to here. I'm going to take 4 ones. It's going to give me 16/10. Now I get 15/10. Now this becomes 10. But I'm going to turn that into a 9. I'm going to keep bumping it all the way down until I get to the end. 10 minus 3 is 7. Line them up. 9 minus 3 is 6. 9 minus 8 is 1. 15 minus 9 is 6. There's my decimal. 4 minus 0 is 4. 6 minus 0 is 6. Get into the habit of circling your answers. That's all there is to it. Again, if you have no idea what I'm doing with this borrowing and carrying, please come and see me. I'll give you some extra work, and I can even send you some other videos. Have a great day. Good luck, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.